What's up guys, Moniz here, and this video is for the Mac users out there, the Mac users who want a game but they can't because the games they want to play are not available for the Mac. For years and years, all the newest games come onto PC first, then onto console, and half the time, they just don't make it to the Macintosh. Well, I'm going to talk to you about a brand new service from NVIDIA called GeForce Now. This essentially allows you to run a bunch of games in your Steam library and Blizzard library on your Mac at high settings, comfortably at the resolution that your computer can support. The best thing about this service is that there's tons and tons of games to choose from, and even if a game is not on there but you bought it and it's in your Steam library, you can still install it and play the game, you just can't save certain settings. Now I have here a 5-year-old MacBook Air from 2012. 5 years old. This is using a dual core processor, doesn't have a dedicated GPU, and I'm going to show you 3 titles and how well they perform on this 5-year-old computer. So the way it works is you download GeForce Now from the NVIDIA website. Once it's installed, you log into your Steam account or your Blizzard account and you'll have access to your games, and you'll still have the opportunity to download and install some of the other games you haven't played yet. Now, if you don't have those games in your Steam library, you do have to purchase it, but whatever games you already have in your Steam library, you'll have access to it right away. The first game I want to show you is Overwatch. This is a very popular game right now, and it may not be the most graphically intensive game, but there's no way a 2012 MacBook Air can run this if it was installed locally on it. The beauty of NVIDIA GeForce Now is that everything is taken care of in the cloud. They're using these very powerful GPUs that do all the background work to make the game run perfectly on your computer. So I'm just going to choose Quick Play to start off. I'm going to go into the Option tab just to show you exactly what the settings are. So I have the graphics quality set to Epic. It's at 1440 by 900 resolution, which is the resolution of this monitor. I have the frame rate cap at custom. All right, this is insane. I am playing Overwatch on a 5-year-old Mac with a dual core processor. There's no GPU inside. Like, you cannot even do this on the newest PCs that have dual core processors. This would lag big time, or you'd have to drop the settings like really, really low to get any sort of performance. All right, so this runs really, really well. I'm getting 180 frames per second with a lot of stuff going on. So we know it can run Overwatch fine. Let's try another game. Let's try PlayerUnknown Battleground. That game is poorly optimized. The game's loaded up. Let's check the settings to see where we're at. 1440 by 900, resolution of the screen. It's set to Ultra, which is the highest you can play this game at. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with PUBG, it's a battle royale style type of game, which basically means you're on your own, you have to survive, you have to loot buildings, and you play against 90 other people. I'm running for my life. As you can see, it's running buttery smooth. This looks so good. I just need a gun so I don't die. All right, I gotta find a gun fast before I get shot. Also, just to let you know, I don't have the power plugged into this, so this is all running on battery. Now, if you were to run a game on battery on a regular gaming PC, it would run pretty slow and the CPU would start throttling, but not with this because it's like watching a movie, so everything just runs well. Ah, run. Oh, I died. I don't know, that seemed pretty smooth to me. Number 58, that's pretty terrible. I should probably get better at this game. So let's try one more game before I wrap this up. So as you can see, there's an extensive list to choose from. You have a lot of new titles, a lot of older titles. Basically any game that's in your Steam library is pretty much on here. And as I mentioned before, if it's not, you can install it and try playing it as well. So the last game I want to try is another Blizzard game. I'm going to do Heroes of the Storm. It's not as graphically intensive, but there's always a lot going on. So it requires a system that can handle all that processing power. Okay, so I'm getting about 115 frames per second, so not as much as Overwatch, but still that's very fast considering all the specs are set to high. The thing about Heroes of the Storm, even though it's a little bit of an older title, that there's always constantly battles going on the screen, so it requires a lot of processing power. Now, your regular Mac can never handle this without the cloud service, so having that crazy access to those GPUs in the cloud will allow you to pretty much run this game flawlessly. So that pretty much wraps up my experience with NVIDIA GeForce Now. I think it's pretty amazing that you can play some of the latest games comfortably with high settings on a 5-year-old MacBook Air without the power being plugged in. It's free right now, so please go take advantage of it. It's only available in the United States and here in Canada. I'll place a link to the GeForce client in the description down below, along with a beta code so you can get access to it right away. When it is finally available, there will be a subscription service and you'll have choices between, let's say, a 1060 or a 1080 with a certain amount of hours to play with. I want to hear what you guys think of this service in the comments below. Go download it, let me know what Mac you're using, and let me know what your experience is like. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.